If you have the credit rating and the money, there's no better time like the present to buy a new home. And Steve Davis, the Vice President of Lifestyles Unlimited, joining us today to help navigate the process. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
We appreciate your expertise. Okay, so the first step, again, we're going to go step by step here in determining if you're ready to get that new home is good research. So where do we begin, Steve?
Well, really, when you're researching, you're trying to find out where you want to live, what schools you want to go to, what type neighborhood you want to be in, and you really want to master that neighborhood. There's a website called Zillow.com, Zillow.com, where you can go run the comparable sales on the entire neighborhood and find out the exact, I almost said investor value, but a home is not an investment. It's really it's a liability. But bottom line is you master that neighborhood so you know exactly what the property values are so you never pay too much.
Oh, that's some great advice. There you go for people that don't know about that tool. And I know you're going to join us again, Steve, in about 10 minutes. We're going to talk about how to calculate the money that we should spend on a new home. We, of course, don't want to spend all of our savings. You're going to help us out on that one. Thank you. If you are thinking about buying a new home, there are some important steps and considerations you might want to consider. Steve Davis, Vice President of Lifestyles Unlimited, is here, and you're walking us through step by step, Steve, what we need to really focus on if we think we're ready for something like this. And of course, we all need help on money. So how do we calculate how much we need to buy that new home?
Well, your mortgage company is actually going to help you with that. When they're doing their evaluation as to whether you can afford the house, they're going to have some numbers, and it may be 28% of your income, it might be 25% of your income, and that's really the maximum you're going to be able to spend, so that's the maximum you should think about spending. But remember, a home is there to serve you. It is not an investment like people keep telling you. It is a liability, and what you want to do is choose a home that serves your family the most effectively and buy that. And don't buy too much. Don't get it caught up with keeping up with the Joneses or getting your ego involved. Buy what you need, and that's it.
Yeah, and who wants to clean 5 bathrooms, right? Okay, thanks, Steve. Time now is 5:40, and the mortgage rate for a new home is better than ever, so is now the time to buy for you. Steve Davis, the Vice President of Lifestyles Unlimited, joins us again. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
So what is better, a 15-year or a 30-year mortgage? What would you go with?
Well, as a real estate investor and mentor, I'm telling my students to take on their investment property 30-year. But when it comes to a personal residence, you may want to do either a 15-year, get it paid off quick, because that's consumer debt. That's just something where you've got to pay for it every month out of your pocket, which is different than an investment where somebody else is paying for it. So I want people to look at both, and I think the interest rates are so low on a 15-year mortgage that most people can afford to do a 15-year.
And what are we looking at right now for interest rates?
I just did a 15-year mortgage at 3.5%.
Wow, okay.
And an investor 30-year for about 4.25.
Okay, so something to look at there. That is the standard of measure. Thanks, Steve. We appreciate it. You're going to talk about how much room your family really does need in a new home. How do you determine that? That's the next question we'll talk about in about 10 minutes. Now to our last segment on buying a new home. Steve Davis, the Vice President of Lifestyles Unlimited, is here. And Steve, you know, we always want the most bang for our buck, but how much room does a family really need? What are you hearing from your clients?
Well, I really feel like people need to look at having a bedroom for every child and then an additional bedroom for visitors. That's the perfect scenario. We're seeing a lot of people moving away from formal dining, formal living, and using that space more effectively as bedrooms or guest rooms. So, and the key to it is to get what you need. Don't fall into the trap we mentioned earlier of keeping up with the Joneses or thinking your home is an asset and you need to buy a bigger and bigger and bigger one. Get what you need and just enjoy it.
All right, thanks, Steve. We appreciate all your good advice, walking us through the good steps there to get a new home. Thank you.